So what we are listening to right now is Fiber in the background barking, watching dog television, which is the large window in the living room of our home, and Caspar Hauser's learning curve chewing on one of his bones. Actually, it's a chew toy, I believe. Yeah, it's one of those bamboo chew toys that are supposed to be indestructible, but not so much if you're an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier. In any case, that's what we're listening to, and what we're about to listen to, and what we're looking at, though it's not really what we're looking at, but it will become what we're looking at, is a piece from July 19th, 2022, called Unpacking Our Music Library. And I'll go ahead and turn that on right now, and then we will be listening and looking at that piece, and I'll describe simultaneously along with Aaron's explanation of unpacking our music library and my voiceover explaining in a different way what it means to be unpacking our library and how that library contributes to a means of communication that everyone familiar with my channel will be familiar with, called space-time travel communication coordinates. And I guess everyone, well, significantly rambling about with my channel will realize that there are two sets of further complaint that space-time travel, whatever it is, communication coordinates, and one I refer to as the AI, the complex set, and that is a list of 40 but I don't know if I pay any attention smart to playlists. People's YouTube channels, and that's what we're looking at right here is the initial grand opening of space-time communication coordinate system on July 19th, 2022.
Today, and then it turns into zero, which is defined.
And that complex set of 40 is then complemented by and with the simple set of 360 individual sets of music that generally represent single albums, and the complex algorithm can represent different types of things. You saw R&B, that's an interesting one recently added. I hadn't even remembered that those were in the initial set. They certainly aren't anymore. Recently added is no longer one of the that I regard complex sets as recently artificial transformations as recently form of cheating is certainly not either. I won't tend to respond. But like for example, straight songs is a set of Native American straight songs, which is a significantly different way of organizing things than by say top 34 most played items, or an artist, right? An artist whose various albums could fall under gerrymandering, is a word that I just. So a lot of most of these gerrymandering playlists, I believe, within this set still exist, but obviously some of them have conceived that they lost, been replaced by other sets, and conspiracy theory. And what I've attempted to do in replacing the sets of 40 is redistribute items into the 360 degree playlist, and that begins with this one, and I believe it still does. Four Non-Blondes is not part of the list of that I refer to as the complex space-time travel communication coordinate set, but rather the first item in the simple space-time travel communication coordinate set. And you'll see like some of these are have remained relatively stable.
Yeah, I won't try to prove it, but
there's one of
fact
those
that it
still
says
exists
here
in the
25 views. I don't
complex
know if that's
space-time travel communication coordinate.
but I do know that you
list
can't
of
take away
40 items.
views, right?
Now, initially,
if this
when
number
I designed
is lower than
these
25 tomorrow,
two elements of space-time travel communication coordinates, there were both literary and mathematical reasons to build a set of 40 and to build it's interesting because it gives me a sense that I've run somewhat into an impasse.
What people take for granted
in wanting to add items, and I have in many ways run out of room within the designation of the system
a lot of
that I've designed. In other words, if one were to simply have a simple playlist set of 360 items, I would only be able to allow myself 360
probably don't really exist
or sets of music as they would be defined in
delusional
thinking beyond that idea of an album,
assigning
a single unit. The additional 40 allows me a little bit more room, but not considerably a reality view. Well, I won't say that. I was going to say not considerably more, but
whatever it is.
However considerably more, apparently not enough for. So this really has nothing to do with how I'm going to change the system. I need to add, it's once again to the system. So an attempt to, as I said, there were, to begin with,
unfairness and cheating
rationales, for both of those numerical values, the 360, which I think, is certainly more important than the 40.
Once again,
the 360 degrees, I should say the 360 spatio and temporal.
The problem
degrees,
is
because
no
that's
game
precisely what that represents.
No system.
Really a loop
interesting
in space-time. It seems to me, is more important and valuable to retain than the numerical value of 40, which, as I said, although justified, I feel I have a certain kind of
perceiving them as individuals, or I suppose
measure
artificial intelligences
utilize this system and the problem, right, is shared of transformation and
current state of
development
crisis and democracy
and change that so it's a simple request that I can allow myself in that particular set. In other words, I don't feel as confined by the numerical value 40 as I do by the numerical value 360.
It is that has the ability
at
to
this
reduce,
point, I think, in the process
to reduce
of,
these views,
expanding
to zero,
for
or whatever number
for
from
how would one put it? Sort of
the
social political
last represented.
I have no ideas. And or what technology is expansions
to do that.
I'm willing to
But whomever is
to transform
whatever technology
the initial set and include more items within the complex set of space-time travel communication coordinates. And one might desist. I'll attempt to justify the limits of the space-time travel communication, the complex set of space-time travel communication coordinates in one way or another, whether that justification and really has a value that relates to a number within the Fibonacci sequence, or whether it has a value that corresponds to some other number that's significant in mathematics and set theory, or whether it's just a round number that's easy to factor, to present, or to be represented, then to count, on one's two sets of 5 fingers. In other words, a power of 10. I'll attempt to justify that limit, as we reach a kind of conclusion in this immediate transformation of the complex set, but that justification itself will be provisional. In other words, if we decide to
can no longer hear either
conclude, by adding, I don't know if we'll add this many, but if we add 15 complex space-time travel communication coordinate sets, and we justify the number 55 as belonging to that Fibonacci sequence, and therefore belonging to the concept, right, of phi, which is a significant and important value in the work and communication system that we utilize. If that's the case, that justification itself, will remain provisional, and when a new transformation requirement arises, we'll build a new justification for the addition of further space-time travel communication coordinates. At least, that's my intention at this point. And that's really all that it's sort of a house cleaning issue, or a point of communicative grammar that I wanted to make, and that's about it.